And the pitchers, some real fireballers here, led by Roger Clemens of Boston and Bob Welch of the Oakland A's. In fact, earlier this morning, Tony La Russa named Bob Welch to start the game tomorrow. Welch with a record of 13-3 and an earned run average of 2.91. Welch played in the All-Star game as a rookie in 1980, and 10 years later, he'll be a starting pitcher.
From the Goodyear blimp, a look at Wrigley Field and a close-up look now at Bob Welch. Earlier this year, he won 10 in a row. He has a current record of 13-3. Here's the lineup which will confront him. Lenny Dykstra in center, Ryne Sandberg, Will Clark, Kevin Mitchell, Andre Dawson, who just signed a new contract today, Chris Sabo at third base, Mike Scioscia the catcher, Ozzie Smith batting eighth, and the pitcher will bat in this game, and that's Jack Armstrong.
Defensively for the American League, Ricky Henderson, Ken Griffey Jr., Canseco in right, Wade Boggs at third, Cal Ripken Jr. at shortstop, Steve Sachs at second base, Mark McGwire at first base, Sandy Alomar Jr. Look at that, 3 juniors playing on defense. Like a high school, huh?
And here's a kid who looks like a junior as small as he is, Lenny Dykstra. He is leading the league in hitting at 360. And he knows what we're going to do to him later. We have some pictures of him as a kid, and he knows about it. He's, oh, no, you're not going to do that, are you? This is his all-star debut. I said, are you thinking about bunting? He said, no. Leads it off against Bob Welch. Ball 1. Dykstra has 4 home runs, 16 stolen bases. Welch and his battery mate, Sandy Alomar. On the corner and a called strike. Following Dykstra will be this gentleman, Ryne Sandberg, who received the biggest ovation of the evening. Boy, they love him here in Chicago.
Second day in a row. He also received the biggest ovation in the home run hitting contest yesterday.
And then helped his National League team win that home run hitting contest. Foul ball puts Dykstra in the hole, 1 and 2. And Ed Montague, the plate umpire, left hands a new one out to the mound. Well, let's see if Lenny Dykstra shaved. Oh, he shaved for this game. That's nice of him.
Remember that movie, The Man of 1,000 Faces? That's Lenny Dykstra. Constant movement with the fingers. First Phillies center fielder to start an all-star game since Richie Ashburn did back in 1951.
And Harry Walker is the only other Philadelphia player to start in center field.
Check the fingers on Lenny Dykstra.
And he's choked up on the bat. 2 and 2 the count. The most games that Bob Welch has ever won is 17, so he's on his way to his banner season. Let's hope for him. 13 and 3. Leadoff hitter is Dykstra. 2 and 2 the count. No score. First inning. Wind blowing to right. For the left fielder, Ricky Henderson. Everything hit out to left field will hang up as it's rolled into the wind. And let's tune in. Let's tune in as they greet Mr. Sandberg. Sandberg up with 1 out. Look at those statistics. And 1 for the third baseman, Wade Boggs. Tagged by McGwire for the second out. So there are 2 gone. And the number 3 hitter for the National League is one who had a great playoff here at Wrigley Field in Candlestick Park, Will Clark.
There you could see on that ball hit by Sandberg. You mentioned earlier, Jack, that the infield was hard. It was, but the grass is very high on the infield. Balls do not shoot through that infield like it does in most parks.
Grass is high, it's wet, it's slow, and then it scoots when it gets to the dirt. Ball 1 to Will Clark. Clark, 14 home runs. Have him played accordingly. Here's a ball that's going to drop. So that's the first hit for the National League. The sweet stroke of Will Clark puts him on base. And he's used to standing on first base and looking in at the next batter.
Over the years, 20 Giants, 5 different Giants have started at first base. Will Clark's third start. And he hits this ball right off the end of the bat. A little dumper into center field. First hit for the National League.
Ken Griffey got it back in, and Clark smiling at first base. Gave Mark McGwire a little punch down there. And here's his teammate, Kevin Mitchell. Had a couple of home runs on Sunday, giving him 21 for the year. Woo! And a good save by Sandy Alomar. That was a tough pitch to handle, Tim.
I guess Welch thought he had Ron Hassey back there. Ron Hassey has caught 49 of his last 51 starts. No truth to the rumor, as you see the fine play by the rookie catcher Sandy Alomar Jr.
And a breaking ball strike from Bob Welch.
No truth to the rumor that Hassey has been shipped in and the roster has been expanded.
There are 2 out here in the bottom of the first. No score. Mitchell chops it foul. He's in the hole 1-2. So for the most part, both of these pitchers are getting ahead on the count. That's Dave Steve. He's getting ready early in this game. Manager Tony La Russa said that his pitchers probably will only work 2 innings. Mitchell wouldn't go for it. 2-2.
I think it may be a little different with Welch because Welch was hurt in his last start. He only worked 3 1/3 innings. He was hurt in Milwaukee. He had won 10 in a row before that. So Tony may change things and go with only 1 inning out of Bob Welch tonight.
Will Clark's at first base. There are 2 out. 2-2 the count on the batter. And that's going to go out of play.
Kevin Mitchell wears that shin guard, that small shin guard on his left ankle, because on sinker ball pitchers, of course, Bob Welch is a guy who rides his fastball, a high fastball, but with sinker ball pitchers, Mitchell is inclined to hammer those sinkers on his left foot. You see that more in evidence today. A lot of hitters who are low ball hitters and hammer their front foot will wear those shin guards.
Mitchell strikes out. First strikeout of the inning, and each team left a man in the opening inning, and we have no score. It is still Bob Welch on the mound, bottom of the second, no score. And it must be nice when you're only 36 to have everybody know that it's your birthday. Happy birthday to Andre Dawson.
What a birthday present from the Cubs, too.
Signed a new contract for 1991, and he taps it back to the pitcher, Welch. Oh, says the crowd. 1 out. And Dawson also has an option for 1992, which will be an automatic option if he has a certain number of at-bats. They haven't talked about the money they gave him, Tim, but I'm sure it's considerable.
I would imagine.
Here is a quiet and lethal baseball player, Chris Sabo. First pitch is a ball from Bob Welch.
Sabo, a teammate of Barry Larkin at the University of Michigan, also a hockey player, good golfer, rookie of the year in 1988, and that was the year that the All-Star game was played in Cincinnati, and Sabo, as a pinch runner, stole second base in the 7th inning.
He'll show you some running, but he gets on base here. 2 balls and a strike. Coaching at third base, a very popular manager of the Cubs, Don Zimmer. He signed a new contract a few days ago. And over first base, Jim Leyland of the first place Pittsburgh Pirates. They're doing wonderful work there in Pittsburgh. And we'll see them play next Saturday here on CBS. 2-2 to Sabo. The Padres will be playing in Pittsburgh next Saturday, and that's one of 2 games that will be presenting on CBS, and the other one will be the Kansas City Royals at Fenway Park against the Bo Sox. Sabo to deep short, backhanded by Ripken, and that's 2 out. No fireworks yet. Gee, I wish the wind was blowing out. But this pitcher, Bob Welch, is happy we have the conditions we have. A nice slow infield with regard to the grass, the wind blowing in. He's almost through with his 2-inning stint. And here's Mike Scioscia. Scioscia gets the start because of the absence in the starting lineup of Benito Santiago. Santiago is in uniform and really lamenting the fact that he can't perform in this one. Scioscia is second start, and he shoots it at Ricky Henderson, and down go the National Leaguers. 1-2-3 pitchers duel here. After 2, no score.